Okay, MBA hopefuls, we need to talk about this belief that floats around MBA admissions. It's the idea that if you didn't go to an Ivy League undergrad, or if you're not working at a place like McKinsey or Google, then you're already at a disadvantage in the MBA admissions race. Maybe someone said that to you, or maybe you saw it repeated so many times in the online forums that it's now something you've quietly started to believe. And I get it, because when you look at class profiles filled with brand names, it's easy to assume that's what the AdComs care about most, that somehow they're after prestige and pedigree. But like a lot of things in this process, the truth is more nuanced and actually a lot more encouraging than most MBA candidates realize. So I'm here to push back on that notion that without flashy undergraduate degree or employer, you should expect to settle and assume you don't have much of a shot at your dream MBA programs. And I'm going to do this not with false hope, but with context, experience, and a better strategy. Because here's what's really going on. Brand names can help in this process, but not for the reasons most people assume. It's not that the AdCom is dazzled by logos, it's that in a time pressured, high volume review process, brand names create shortcuts. They give the reader a familiar frame of reference. If you say you worked at Bain and you're among the first to be promoted, the AdCom already has a sense of what that actually means. They know how rigorous the hiring was. They've seen what training and exposure someone from that environment might have had. And of course, schools track patterns. They know that candidates from certain companies or programs like Teach for America or top consulting firms tend to perform well once admitted. They also care about maintaining relationships with major employers. So, yes, there's often some baseline representation from companies that routinely recruit MBAs. But here's the key, it's not the logo or the name that carries the weight, it's the story that comes with it. And anyone, regardless of background, can tell a story that lands just as powerfully. You will just have to work perhaps a bit harder and a lot more smarter, but it's up to you to tell that story. Now, here's where it gets more complex. Many candidates from prestigious companies or schools show up stronger in the admissions process because of the opportunities they've had access to, and just as importantly, the support systems built into their environments. They've had access to high profile projects that look great on a resume, access to role models who encourage them to build strong extracurriculars. It's being part of a system where applying to top MBA programs isn't a bold move, it's expected and it's supported. Formally or informally, every step of the way. They've had mentors, structured feedback, a network of friends who've been through this. Some firms even hire MBA admissions consultants like me to prep their candidates. Not every candidate has those things, but it doesn't mean that if you're not coming from that kind of background, you're necessarily less qualified. You've just had fewer chances to refine your voice, your strategy, and your storytelling. That's the real gap, not prestige, preparation that helps you show your substance in a powerful way. Once you understand that, you can close that gap. What matters most isn't where you've worked or where you went to school. It's what you've done with the opportunities available to you. It's how you've grown, how you've contributed, and how you make the AdCom believe that you're ready for what comes next. And let me tell you something. This is straight from so many conversations I've had with former colleagues and fellow members of MBA admissions committees. We love a great story about someone who has traveled far in life. Not just geographically, but someone who's had to figure things out without the convenience of a roadmap or support system. Someone who's built something meaningful with the fewer resources and against the odds and their circumstances. That kind of upward trajectory, earned, not handed, resonates deeply. And the experience of my candidates confirms all this. I've worked with candidates from family businesses, regional nonprofits, and organizations no one on the AdCom had ever heard of. And they've landed seats at the most selective MBA programs in the world, not because of where they worked, but because of what they did with the opportunities in front of them and how clearly and convincingly they told that story in their application. So here's your task: help the AdCom understand your world. Explain the nature of your work clearly and confidently. Show them your scope, your impact, and your growth. Make it easy for someone outside your company, your industry, or your country to grasp what you've done and what that reveals about your potential, because that's what business schools are looking for. If you're not coming from a flashy firm, here's what matters more. Can you articulate the real impact of your work? Can you help the readers see how you shaped something, solved, improved, led, even in a context they don't already understand? Can you show forward motion, a sense that you've grown, taken initiative, and are ready for more? If the answer is yes, then you're absolutely in the game. And depending on how well you tell that story, you might just stand out more than the person who relied on the logo to speak for them. Now, if you haven't already, go back and watch the full resume series. It will show you exactly what AdComs are looking for and how to highlight your impact in a way that truly lands. And don't forget to subscribe. Next week, I'm sharing some quick wins, what you can still do to strengthen your resume before the application deadlines.